Talk about some cool custom stuff. We did. So we got the, give it some power. You know, I got the light. So this roof liner, headliner, I cut another roof off of a Volkswagen truck, flipped upside down, made a mold, made a fiberglass headliner, and then I carpeted it with this black carpet. Love it, although it is a little dark, but I also, you know, kind of made detents for my head, because I'm 6 foot tall. I wanted a little more headroom. And then I added these like extra little lights up here. I don't know why, I was just maybe a little bling at the time, but you know, again, we have extra lights up here. These are fine. I think this clip broke the main dash. So we built this extra control system here. This independently controls the subwoofer amp. Number two is, what is number two? I don't know if you can see it. Got under dash lighting, which lights up the footwells with a nice green color, which I think is kind of classic. And then it also lights up this, you know, kind of fun when you're at a show, cruising around town or all that kind of stuff. Number three does the fog lights in the back. Number four controls the compressor, which is obviously hot. Number five, here's your horn. Flip this, armed train horn. Really loud. Okay, so that's this stuff. This adjusts the air suspension. I don't know how much I can show from here, but we'll do. Oh, it's not fully inflated, but you know, get some ups, and then we'll go back down. You know, it's basically like normal ride height to a little bit above. Headlights are fine. Everything, you know, normal stuff. Over here, these this switch, which one of them is the fog lights, can't remember which. The other one is, yeah, see that independently switch the fan. So I wanted the fan, you know, put a custom fan in. I'll pop the hood in a minute. I pulled a lot of hills in the Rockies, and just being able to turn on the fan and know it's running, keep the temps down, all that stuff, really helpful. AC blows, I'll say it blows cool. I mean, everything works. It probably needs a shot. A Freon, I'm probably gonna, you know, if I end up putting it on eBay or whatever, I'll fix it up before then, but it definitely works fine. All that stuff. So gauges, pyrometer, RPMs. Tucked under this piece of carpet here is a Dakota digital unit, and then I got the W terminal alternator. I calibrated it as best as I could. My dad had one of those old vibrating like tack things, and you know, I don't know how perfect it is, but at least relatively it's definitely close. You know, it idles at 900 and spins up from there. Boost gauge, we boost, this car's set to boost up to, you know, 0.7 bars, so it's like tops out at you know, 10 psi or whatever. Down here we've got voltmeter, water temp, oil pressure. Again, purpose-built vehicle. I wanted to monitor the health of this car at all times. This little thing down here, this system is fully installed. It's in there, it's run, it's hooked up to the tach, it's hooked up to the vacuum lines, it's hooked up to the brake thing, all that stuff, and I could never get it to work, and I just kind of ran out of steam right when I finished this install. So, you know, my thoughts to you, see, I mean, it's, you know, it's all good to go. I just don't know what's wrong with it. So, can't get the servo to engage and lift the foot, lift the gas pedal. So I think that's about it in here. Everything else is pretty standard. I did put these seats in from, I don't know if it's a Sirocco. It's got this seat's got the heat, height adjust, which, you know, in this car, you really need it. Finally behind me, got the split rear window, OEM, mirror, all that stuff. So I'll pop the hood and kind of go over there. So I'm going to pop the hood. I'll talk about engine stuff, and then we'll, you know, I'll start it up and you can hear it, and I'll go put the thing down by the exhaust so you can hear the turbo and all that fun stuff. So it's probably a little, you know, this is a long video, but I wanted to talk about everything. 1.6 turbo diesel, engine code is CY, from, you know, again, that 1984 Jetta, over 300,000 on the motor, but fully rebuilt from scratch. Me and my dad did everything. It's obviously seen, you know, some action since the rebuild. It's not as clean as I would hope right now. Had the pump rebuilt by D&W Diesel and Electric. Great company. It's all set for standard stock stuff right now. Again, I'm focusing on reliability. Alternator's new. What else? You know, starter's new. Battery's new, 2 years old or something. Was it 2 or 3 years old? But this thing's been great. I keep it on a battery tender all winter long. You know, I have this type of antifreeze system, but I have all the parts if you so choose, and I'll sell them with the truck to convert it to the the only use the radiator kind. I have everything. You just have to, you know, cap this off and do like a couple things, and it's the other kind. I switched back to this because I was doing another Rocky Mountain crossing and wanted to have as much capacity as I could in the system. You will notice there's not many wires in here because we tucked everything. All the wires are tucked and rerouted. You won't see, we even see the headlight stuff goes down and underneath. Windshield wiper we removed. It's up here now. I think this fitting leaks though, so it won't hold water right now, but you know, it's also powder coated. This is powder coated. So, you know, I keep meaning to take this out and, you know, splash a little Pour 15 around in it or something so it'll hold water, or maybe it's just the fitting. I haven't really dug in. You know, rain tray stuff still here. Again, reliability. Wipers. I don't know if these are the stock wipers, but they're the kind that'll do, you know, 60 wipes, 1 wipe a second. They're not the super slow kind that I avoided. There's the cruise control unit tucked up in there. You'll notice there's no diesel filter in here, and that's because it's in a secret spot. It's kind of dark up in this wheel well, but the diesel filter is up in there, which is a really nice place to stash it. And I've had good luck with it. It's not super, you gotta take the tire off to change it, but it's, you know, it was a show car, and no reliability hit with that. So, you know, K&N filter, custom intake tube. Turbocharger I had rebuilt 4 years. I had it rebuilt in 2008 by a place called Tim's Turbos. You know, just all rebuilt. Garrett T3 back to stock spec. Have a breather going in there. We built this log intake. You know, I don't know what you call it, long runner, short runner. I don't even know the term, but so it's, you know, just shoves all the air that way, and then, you know, obviously have our intercooler, plumbing going in and out. G60 valve cover. You know, another thing, this radiator cost me like 300 bucks. It's like a rally radiator. I mean, it's like a quad core, you know, just super thick. Put a big double fan on it, custom made the shroud, you know, to fit, get a really nice, you know, vacuum on it. I mean, this thing is just, it's great. My temps have been so consistently low with this radiator. Never had to worry about it. Probably overkill, but it's definitely a good unit. So the one thing, you know, so if I think that covers most of the good. So there's really only a couple things that aren't good with this car, and I'll call it out. One is this transmission is I believe it's a short ratio GTI transmission. When I had the rear main seal leak last year, I found the transmission that was in it, the differential was not in good shape. So I just threw this one in it because it was there, and it's actually a very nice working transmission. My only beef with it is 5th gear is a little short. As far as the bad, you know, the only other real mechanical problem with it is the speedometer doesn't work. So I actually just put a GPS in the car with a speedo on it and use that, which is probably a little bit of a cop-out, but, you know, again, I don't have the time to keep this thing going. So, coming over here, I'll start her up and, you know, just kind of let you have a listen. No glow plugs, obviously. So, see this over here. I mean, it's running great. I've never tried this exhaust tip noise thing. You can actually hear the turbo in there right now, though. Let's give it a shot and see if it sounds good. super long video. Let me shut this off. I love this car, and I went the distance with this car, but I think it might be time to part ways. Really breaks my heart, but my family situation just, it's not the right car for me anymore, and I just, really want to see somebody that wants to do something else great with it, take it over, and hopefully keep on driving it and doing cool stuff. So, I'm interested in selling it, but I also have a significant amount of money invested into it, and I don't know where this is going to go financially, so all I can say is I would appreciate aggressive offers if you have them, or whatever you think. Worst case, I'll say no, but I just might say yes. It just depends. So it's hard to put a value on something like this. I can tell you I've easily dropped over 30 grand into it since I've gotten it, and that doesn't include the thousands of hours I've spent working on it and learning and all that stuff. So let me know if you're thinking of taking a nibble, and just more than happy to talk through it, answer any more questions. Again, this is the longest movie ever for selling a car, but I think that the level of detail and specialization with this car warranted it, so I hope that it was helpful, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks.